Hi, I'm Tom Vanderwell here in Pella, and every year at Tulip Time I get the privilege of portraying Pella's founder, Dominie Hendrik Peter Schulte. And today I've been asked to take a few minutes and talk to each of our member of our Tulip Court and just talk to them a little bit about their experience, how they're doing since Tulip Time has been canceled, and a little bit about their feelings and their hopes for the future. Okay. Well, Jocelyn, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you since the night of the Tulip Queens Announcement Party last fall.
Yeah, it's been a long time since
I know.
then.
Well, obviously, hearing your name announced as part of the court had to have been the pinnacle event of that evening. But as you look back, take us back to that night. What other memories stick out in your mind? Tell us about that night.
One of the main memories of that night was like right before they announced all of our names, like to us in the music room. We were all like just really anxious, and we were all like doing puzzles, walking around the room, eating as much food as we could, and then we just, when they came in the room, we all held hands, and then when they finally like announced our names, we were all just kind of in awe of what was happening, and we couldn't believe it, but that was my favorite memory of that night.
It's a pretty incredible moment, isn't it,
Mm-hmm.
when they did that? Well, I think that a lot of people assume that, well, everything got shut down, you guys haven't gotten to do anything, but that's not really the case. You've actually been active together as a court, you've gotten to do some things. What's been your favorite?
My favorite thing that we did was actually digging up the tulips in the Historical Society. That was really fun just because I've never dug up a tulip before, but it was really cool to see all the beautiful tulips and then arrange them in certain ways and then deliver them to Historical Society members that normally don't get contact because of Corona. So it was just really nice to get out in the community and see everyone and give them tulips.
Yeah, and I hear that you actually spent some time at the Historical Village and learning about the history of Pella. Is there anything that has been particularly meaningful for you that you've learned about the history?
I think my favorite part of history was just learning about everything that we put in our program, honestly, because there's so much history in our program itself. Like, for example, I talk about Lenora Goss and how she was the great-granddaughter of Dominie Schulte, and how all of her 4 attendants were also descendants of Pella's early settlers. And we learned about the old Tulip Torin, how it's called like the Tulpen Torin, and then how there was an operetta called Tulip Time. Like, I've never like heard of that before, but just like hearing about it and learning about it, it's so cool.
Awesome. So how about taking us to that night where you got the phone call that things were going to be canceled? Tell us about your feelings and how you've processed that over time.
Yeah, I was actually in Florida with my aunt and uncle when I heard about it, and I heard about it over text, but it was just kind of like a moment where I was kind of crushed almost, because I was playing games with my family and I didn't really want to like let them know what had happened, just because I didn't want to like make them sad and like ruin the game for everyone. But a lot of tears were shed just because Tulip Time has been what I've been dreaming of since a kid, and having that taken away is just really depressing.
Yeah. Has your faith in Christ played a role in helping you process all of this, and
Yes.
how so?
It just reminds me that God is always there for us, because like in all these things, I know that God is bigger than this, and that God will take us through this no matter what, even though it feels like the world may be falling apart and like being blown to bits, but God is still there through everything.
Yeah, so and obviously everybody is going through this COVID pandemic together. Do you think that you and Queen Hannah and the court have had a purpose or role to play in the community during this year and this crisis?
Yes, I think we're just meant to be here as ambassadors and just to represent Pella, even though we are going through this time, just to try and resemble grace and elegance as we go through this, and as we show people what it's like to lead through this time.
Awesome. So, I know when I found out that Tulip Time was canceled, my first reaction was my heart went out to you and the rest of the court. And I think a lot of people in the community are just like, want to know, how are you? and so, just tell us how you're doing and where you're at and what you're thinking about right now.
I'm okay. There's a lot of tears have been shed. I've cried a lot, but I'm getting through it, and then the rest of us, the court and I, are all getting through it as well. We have each other, which is really nice, and then we are trying to get out, which kind of helps make up for the loss of Tulip Time just a little bit, but we know that it's not going to be the same, but we're trying to do our best to get through it.
Well done. Anything else that you'd like to say that I haven't asked you?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.